Go.
Snipers.
Welcome to BigGunner81 Live, everyone. I want to first thank our sponsors, the Ranger 35, which is our newest sponsor. We'll tell you a little bit about their new facility in a little while. And BAT Arms. We got Barry in the house with us tonight. Check them out at batarms.com. Aklys Munitions at aklysmunitions.com. They make polymer-coated projectiles at a fraction of the cost of going with the copper-plated or copper-jacketed projectiles. And, of course, we got Toby from Tier 1 Training tonight with us as well. You can check him out at tier1training.com. And Applied Arsenal Finishes at aafgw.com, which I also want to give a shout-out to Brandon, who is actually having some issues right now with some health stuff, which I'm getting some feedback, which is probably coming from my end. Sponsors? Yes, it was. 35, which is our newest sponsor. We'll tell you a little bit about it. Someone else's end, actually, possibly, because I'm hearing it now still. Someone must have had the. Was that you, Ryan?
No, it wasn't me, but at least you know we're working this time.
Yes, thank you. For those of you who are just turning in right now to watch us, because our numbers are starting to go up, we do apologize. Google kind of Googled us again. Last week we had this problem where we started the show and we didn't realize we were not actually going live. People couldn't actually see us, and then we canceled the show. The video went up, so it was kind of, well, we got Googled, so easy enough to say. So luckily tonight we now know that we are actually live. So first off, I want to introduce everybody here. We got Zach Hall from Aklys Defense with us tonight, hanging out. So you can say hi, Zach.
How's it going, guys?
Not too bad. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah.
And of course, we got Toby from Tier 1 Training, as we mentioned earlier. Got Ryan Wiggins in the house, our in-house gunsmith and match director. And we got Barry from BAT Arms, our other sponsor for the show.
Evening.
Thomas from Alpha, how I'm going to mess it up, it's Alpha Concepts Training, is that it?
Yeah, Alpha Concepts Firearm Training.
There we go. So tonight we're just going to kind of hang out, do a little bit of gun chat and stuff, and talk with Zach, and just kind of see how things go. And one thing I do want to mention first, I was kind of mentioning a little bit in the intro there about the Ranger 35, the new facility that just opened up yesterday. I want to give a shout out to those guys. I actually went out there and did a little shooting there, spent some time hanging out with them. It's a really nice facility. They got a lot of cool things going on. Number one thing I can tell you is the cleanliness of the range. The air quality is awesome. So definitely, if you're in the Illinois area, the suburbs, go check it out. You can also go check out the website. I think it's therange355.com.
355.
Is it 355?
Yeah.
Am I saying it wrong or what? This is
The
how I say
range
it.
355. That's the right off the highway 355.
Correct. Yeah, the number 3, 5, and 5. Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
So whatever. Anyway, Brian's over there laughing at us. So Zach, so tell us a little bit about what you do.
I work for Aklys Defense. Basically, I get to design guns and suppressors and all kinds of neat stuff, and have the rough job of testing them and making sure they work right, and then we put them into production.
You're my hero. You know it. That's the kind of stuff that I want to be doing.
What's the company name again, please?
You say Ryan?
Pardon?
What's the company name?
Aklys Defense.
Okay.
Yes, pretty well-known company. You should check out and see what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about some of the stuff you guys got going on, or whatever you can tell us about.
Yeah. Let's see. We make a KSG suppressor. It was, for those of you that aren't real familiar with the company history, my boss, Joe Moe, had to start another company after unfortunate events with the previous one due to a, I guess I should say, extreme transgression for employee. Does that pretty much cover the base there?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to really highlight too much about that because that's kind of a bad story.
Yeah.
But you know,
for
from
sure.
the ashes like a phoenix rising, you know. So.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I think what you guys have going on now is something new and recreated, and it's a great thing.
Yeah.
So
we've been doing pretty good with it so far. The first year was a little rough, and it just keeps getting better. We've got quite a few good product. We've got good people that we took over from the other company and just kept going, kept the cream of the crop, so to speak, and everyone here is really good people to work with, really good people at what they do, and it just everything looks much more positive now than it did before.
Absolutely. I know one of the things I always see is that conversion kit for the 1022 that I want to get into one day.
Yeah, the ZK22 stock.
Yes.
Not a huge fan of bullpups myself.
Right.
And I'm a larger fella. That one I enjoy.
Welcome to my world. That's what we do, kind of, I guess, in a sense here.
Exactly. I actually enjoy shooting it. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with Zeke Stout from Talking Lead, or used to be with Talking Lead. He's about 6'5", 6'6", and he fits on the gun comfortably. So it's it doesn't keep y'all crowded up like a P90 actually does. A similar look, but not exactly the same.
Yeah, and as I was saying before to you about the bullpups, I have yet to actually shoot one. That's on my list to do, and in fact, I was talking to Pete from the Ranger 35, and he knows I want to shoot not only the Tavor but also the PS90. So he actually got a PS90 for his rental program. So he goes, "Yeah, I got one just for you." So I'm really excited about that, and probably the next couple weeks sometime I'll get to actually try one out. So yeah, what kind of stuff do you do as far as shooting yourself? I mean, not shooting yourself, but what kind of shooting do you do yourself?
Most of the shooting I do is test firing in the range. Just making sure stuff functions. I really enjoy 3-gun. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of it down here in southern Louisiana.
Really? So I guess I don't want to come down there and work with you guys one day. Actually, I still would, but
one of the bigger disappointments about moving down here. I used to have a phenomenal range within a couple miles of my house in Tennessee, and moved down here and not a lot of opportunities in that. So any of the competitions I do travel quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. At least that you're into that stuff and like it. That's awesome too. I mean, because like I mentioned before too, there's a lot of people that sometimes they hate on different aspects of the shooting world.
Yeah.
And I don't like to play that because I think we're all shooters. We all have what we like to do. Some people are a little more aggressive about that teasing and hating and stuff than others. To each their own. Just enjoy it. Support each other. Exactly. It's not hurting anybody. So why not we all push in the same direction to keep our gun rights and everything else, to keep everybody else able to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys out there too, as far as Thomas, Barry, Ryan, Toby, if you guys have any questions for Zach too, want to ask him anything, go ahead and jump in at any time.
I'd love to ask Zach a question actually.
Yeah.
Zach, you said you design suppressors and firearms. What's your background? What's your history? What got you to this point that you're able to do this?
Luck. Been a machinist since '97, or at least paid as a machinist since '97. Predominantly in hot job shop machine repair. So people would bring in parts, and they may only have a part of it, and it'd be broken, and they're jumping up and down that they need it fixed, and you have to figure out what's wrong, what to do to fix it, and what to get them back as quickly as possible. So
I can kind of relate to that in the world of automotive, doing the diagnostic and repairs all the time, and that's what I literally like to do. I don't like to do it on cars anymore, so I have interest in guns now. But I can relate to it.
Yeah. Yeah, so with the I've been where I'm at now since October of 2012, after quite a few years in the industrial repair business, which gave me a very varied background and used to working on short timelines, big deadlines. And I went to work for Red Jacket Firearms. They needed a machinist, which also coincided for the TV show. They needed stuff made, and like I tell people, one of the most realistic aspects of the TV show was the timelines. And that's the thing everyone says, no, that couldn't have been real. I was like, yeah, the week, the 3-4 days to build the big projects was pretty spot on.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I would have thought that was all for drama.
No, I wish it was. There was many late nights where our HR lady or our time card lady would ask us if we forgot to clock out, and we'd be like, no, we actually left 24 hours after we got to work, and we're back 2 hours later.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you like, sleep for a little while while you're there,
Yeah.
or what?
Basically go home, catch a quick nap for a couple hours, go back in, and finish the project.
Man, that's crazy. Because I wonder if that's the same with, just on a side note, with the automotive stuff, the TV shows you see on these restorations. You know?
I would be hard pressed to believe that it's not. The people that run the shows, I don't think have as in-depth a knowledge as the people that actually do the work. And
Okay.
I'm being generous with some of that.
So they basically put really unreasonable time frames on.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. That's crazy. I never would have expected that. I would have thought that it would have been time lapsed.
No, that would have been awesome.
You know? Because I always hear about like reality shows being dubbed like assisted reality shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I would have thought the one thing they would have played with was the time frames for the stuff.
The time frames are kind of they can be played with a little bit, and there's filming that gets picked up and stuff, and there's clearly a decent amount of time from the time it's filmed to the time it airs. But the actual build time that we was given for filming the whole project was pretty short. And I had a really solid background for doing that kind of work. Then from the business side of things, the company needed to revamp pretty much their entire suppressor line. It needed some work, and every suppressor company doesn't stay still on their product. They constantly come out with new product, new ideas, different types. And I'd had that kind of background before, having a small business myself in the suppressor industry, so I had that background as well.
Okay. And that's one thing here in Illinois too. We don't have a suppressors legalized yet. We're working on it.
I hope you guys get it soon. Yeah.
Of course, I know Toby, you're in Indiana, so you have that luxury, right?
We love guns and gun accessories here in the state of Indiana.
That's like.
But we won't sell them to you people anymore, and by you people I mean Illinois people.
Okay. Yeah, Ian Thomas, basically.
Thanks, Toby. Thank you.
Wait, where'd Barry go? I was gonna apologize.
I sent him a message. He's having internet connection issues at the hotel he's staying in. So his connection dropped out. He may pop in again. He may not.
All right.
So yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, do we offend him in some way? You don't want to do that, you know.
It usually takes me a little longer.
Yeah, I would have thought so. You know, usually Barry's pretty good about that stuff. But yeah, which is kind of cool. Indiana is pretty awesome, by the way, as far as that goes. I mean, there's probably other states like Arizona, where Ryan's at's probably the best as far as their gun rights, right?
Yeah, I think us and Texas are pretty much neck and neck now for best 2A state.
Man, at some point I might have
most of the southeast states are pretty solid.
That's what I heard too. I don't know. You know, I have to figure out. One day I might want to move out of state someplace warmer. I don't know, but it's been contemplated. But
it's like 75 here today, so I don't know if that's warmer than where you are.
Yeah, it's warmer than here. I don't know about Ryan.
Yeah, I think it was like 85 today.
Nice.
Where are you at, Jack?
So what's that, Thomas?
I asked if Ryan put on his winter jacket. It's only 85.
Oh, yeah. I wonder. One thing is, I wonder what it's gonna be like when we go down to Florida next week. For those who don't know that are watching too, like me, Toby, and Ryan, and also some of our team members and Barry as well, are all going to be down in Frostproof. Ironically, speaking of temperature, Frostproof, Florida, shooting the Three Gun Nation Southeast Regional. That's a week from this coming up Saturday, right?
Yeah.
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 It looks like it's going to be 80 degrees.
Nice. And I'm thinking, what am I going to wear, right? But anyway, it's to get back on topic too a little bit with gun stuff more so. For those who also didn't see this, and I was telling Zach about this earlier, and Toby knows what it is. This magazine right here. I gotta have you sign this too, by the way. I'm glad I found it. I didn't admit it right away, but I told Toby, I'm like, I lost that darn magazine. You know where I found it was in the bed of my truck, frozen in the ice. But we took this Amend 2 magazine, for those who haven't seen this, and Toby first shot one hole through it. We tested it with 30 rounds, ran fine. Tested it. We shot it with 5 more shots, which ripped out the backside, broke the spring inside of it. With the broken spring sticking out the side of it, we were able to load 15 rounds, and Toby ran the full 15 rounds with the bolt locking back afterwards, which was kind of impressive, kind of cool, just kind of a torture test for fun. Plus, before we even shot it, I ran this over with my truck, my F-250, that weighs 8,000 pounds, and ground it. That's why it's all scuffed up. I ground it into the pavement with the front tires, and it held up. And I did it on the side, too, with the latch, or like the recess for the latch, or the catch, or whatever you want to call it. So that was pretty cool. We just had a fun time doing that, and that video's been catching some attention lately as well. In fact, they were playing it this weekend. Amend 2 is playing at their booth at, I forget what the name of the trade show is, but it was down in Florida. It's kind of cool to see pictures of that, actually, and I shared it with Toby. He saw it, and it's been on my Facebook and everything. It's neat. But, yeah, anyway. Here's a question for you, too, Zach. Have you done any types of torture testing? I assume you have some things.
Yeah.
Big stories about that.
Some of them we post up, some of them we don't. We
Okay.
did some pretty hardcore torture testing on the ZK-22 stocks.
Cool.
They're pretty close to indestructible. I mean, they can be damaged, but you really have to be doing it on purpose.
Well, this was on purpose, you know? We're trying to beat it up. You know? If you guys ever need any help with some testing, we would love to test some products.
Yeah.
Me and Toby would love to do that.
Then we've tested suppressors to failure. You kind of have to do that. You don't want to let a product go out and have something that could potentially be dangerous for us.
Yeah, I can understand that. The suppressor starts to melt and fail, and you got fragments blowing all over the place from bullets that are slamming into the back of it or whatever inside.
Yeah.
You know, so that kind of destructive testing is important.
Yeah.
But also, I'm sure lots of fun.
Too, but it's definitely important. We've run caliber suppressors on PKMs at times and just run them until they're glowing orange. The mounts come loose. The rock set starts cooking loose. And they take strikes, and you see what happens when absolutely everything goes bad. And if they hold up and survive after that, you know you have a pretty solid product.
Now, when you're getting them that hot and you're testing them, are you putting them in a fixture, or are you actually holding on to them, shooting them with just like we normally do?
Generally just shoot them. Yeah.
You're not worried about any fragments?
Nah, I try and design most of them so that they fail forward.
Okay.
I mean, you can have a fluke accident every once in a while, but for the most part, they'll either rupture out the side, which I try not to do, because that's bad, especially if we got lucky or whatever and caught some type of military contract. You don't want a team member injuring another team member through a side failure.
Right.
I like everything to fail forward.
That makes sense. I like that idea, and it's cool that you're actually designing that stuff and doing that. Now, have you had any close calls with your testing?
No. We had some rounds cook off in an M16 that was piston operated. So
Wow.
We had the chamber hot enough that it just started dumping rounds when we stopped shooting it. But that can had completely compressed all the guts on the inside. The welds had failed. Multiple Betamags and Surefire 100-round mags.
I love it.
It's funny that it's a piston gun.
Yeah.
I didn't quite hear what you said there, Thomas.
I wasn't speaking.
Oh, who said it?
Oh, I said something.
What did you say there, Ryan? I'm sorry, it was real garbled to me.
I said it's funny that it was a piston gun that cooked off, because the biggest selling point in retail outlets for piston guns is that they don't get hot.
Right.
Yeah. Generally, most people don't do like 250 round mag dumps through a piston gun.
Right. The barrel gets hot no matter what.
Yeah. On a standard DR gun, we probably would have ruptured the gas tube.
Wow.
And if not, had issues with the gas rings. It was because it was piston, able to get the entire gun hot enough to start guns off.
Cool.
Definitely a very interesting test.
Nice, no doubt. So, since you do like 3-gun and stuff, are you going to be shooting any matches, even though you don't have any in the area? Are you going to go to any?
Yeah. Hopefully I signed up for the Pro-Am. I got
Yeah,
a notification
hopefully
that I signed up, but I don't know if I got in on it. There is a match that I will try to go to in Texas. It's a Chris Kyle Memorial match in April that a friend of mine puts on, and there's also a machine gun shoot involved with it, a charity machine gun shoot where the benefits go to one of his charities. I don't remember exactly which one.
Nice.
We went to a year back on Father's Day. It was a good time. The same gentleman, he puts on another match that I go to in November, October, November, and that time of the year. It's a nighttime zombie match, 3-gun. And it's probably my favorite 3-gun match to shoot.
Wait, are you the one that was telling me about that? Someone mentioned something about something like that.
Probably so. It's not a real big match. Probably 300. Yeah, about 300 shooters. It's a fair size one. And,
yeah, someone was like, you have to know someone to get into it or something like that. I'm like, really? And they're like, but now you know somebody. I'm like, oh, cool. All right.
It's probably the same match. It fills up pretty quick. Yeah.
So, just out of curiosity, and I don't know if you know how. I mean, you have a little more experience with this stuff than I do, and Toby does too. The Rock Castle Pro-Am. I know your name goes in a fishbowl, but how do they pick who's going to get the chance to be able to enter? I don't really understand the whole concept yet.
First come, first serve.
So if I signed up at the 0-1 second after, that means that I have a chance of getting in then.
Hopefully, yeah.
That sounds doubtful, but
last year I clicked on it when it said 1 second after on the clock, and I think I was like number 180 in the amateur side.
Okay.
And another friend of mine from work, he clicked on it right at about the same time, and he was outside of it.
Okay.
Now, as people cancel or they don't pay when they're asked to or various other reasons, they start going through the waiting list.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Like in the 3-Gun Nation regionals that we're doing too, the one of them I'm waitlisted for, and I think I got like 18 people ahead of me. There might be a good chance I get into that one too, but we'll see what happens.
Which one is that?
The South Carolina one. Is that the Eastern Regional? Is that what it's called?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because so I'm in for Alabama, and obviously, a week and a half from now.
You'll get in.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get to go.
Yeah, dude. When I finally got okayed to go to nationals, I had passed on my opportunity for like probably 2 months, and I still ended up getting in last minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of people cancel and stuff.
Well, that's good to know, because yeah, I mean, I'm who knows? I may have to cancel some of these matches too, depending on where I'm at in the next few months. You never know how it's going to go.
Yeah, I got waitlisted for Blue Ridge last year. Got into that, and that took me. I was probably on the waiting list for that for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks.
And just a quick question on that too, since we're on 3-Gun right now. That one's already been open for registration, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's already filled up or whatever, and it's waitlist now?
Oh, I don't know if it's filled up or not. They opened it and I signed up. I'll never miss Blue Ridge again.
Good to know. When is
I've
that?
been told to go to Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge is in October.
Mm-hmm. I do.
And yeah, it is. It's the most physically demanding match I've ever shot in. Probably as much, if not more so, than some of the SWAT shoots that we did. If you put all like the stages together.
Wow. So I'd have to spend my summer definitely getting into better shape for that if I want to do it.
Yeah, cardio, bro. Cardio.
Yeah.
Oh, and learn to climb.
Climb the rock wall like type thing, like we saw Hunter killed that wooden wall thing.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll have it again because they switch it up all the time. But yeah, there was that, and then you had to use this rickety wood ladder to climb up on top of a roof, and yeah.
So needless to say, you need a sling.
For both your rifle and your shotgun.
Oh wow, okay, that's good to know. I didn't even consider that. At least my shotgun, if I do unlimited or open or whatever, I have a way of doing that. But anyway, that's interesting to know. So what else? I was going to ask you, Zach. First off, do you guys have any questions for him, Thomas, Brian, and Toby?
No, I'm just impressed by the fact that he gets to design the toys we play with.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
You know what? I'm just happy we were able to get him on tonight. Because for those of you guys out there watching, sometimes we never know who's going to be on with us until the very last minute. You know, and it goes that way because everybody has their own things they're doing during the day. I mean, Zach, you're busy designing stuff and building things.
Yeah.
You know, during the days and everything. So you never know if you're going to have time to do this kind of stuff. And all of us, same kind of deal. Which, ironically, I did actually talk to Joe Mo for a brief second on Facebook. He was going to try, but he's got a migraine, so hopefully he feels better tomorrow.
Yeah, he gets those on occasion. I hate it for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully one day in the future we'll get him on. We're going to try to schedule something with him at some point. And I've got a few other people I've been trying to work out a time to get on as well. But that's the trick with this thing, just to give a little background. It does take a lot of asking and a lot of talking to people, and sometimes it just takes luck or people just pop in, and then there you go. You got cool people like Zach with you to talk with.
I don't know if I'd say I'm cool people, but...
You're pretty cool. We enjoy having you. We do appreciate it and everything, so definitely.
Zach, I have another question I just thought of. It's not on the topic of guns, but it is about gun rights.
Yeah.
What do you think about the death of Supreme Court Justice Anton Scalia?
It sucks. That's the Heller decision was 5-4, and it shouldn't have been. It should have been 9 across the board, but it wasn't.
Right on.
So what you're saying is he was the tiebreaker, and now we have a tie.
I don't know if he was the tiebreaker per se, but he was on the side that actually voted the way they should have.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, usually that's a little bit of politics because it is related in a sense, but usually try to stick.
That directly affects my job.
that is true. That's why I say, yeah, we can cover that.
Mine too.
True.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a job, so it doesn't really affect me, I guess. No, it does. I'm teasing. It of course does. But so something else I was going to ask, more on the topic of guns, was the fact that, like, so out of all the toys you play with and get to design and things like that, what is, like, a couple of your favorite things as far as guns and accessories go?
Well, we just got back from a trip down to Florida last to Altair, which is a former prison turned training facility. And we went down there and did a demonstration of the Mark 19 grenade launchers we make.
Nice.
That's always fun. Ours shoot almost twice as fast as the standard Mod 3 that's in current issue right now.
Wow.
Right close to about 100 rounds a minute. Which
where in the world?
Pardon?
Do yours run better?
It's funny you should say that. Apparently, you've actually served in the military and used them.
Yep.
We don't have a high enough round count through any of them right now to know what the mean failure rate is on high round counts. So far, they're running real good. But,
yeah, ours didn't run very well in the maritime environment.
I've heard lots of stories starting to come in. The acceptable, and I found this actually kind of surprising, the acceptable amount of failure was 1 per 100 rounds for a major malfunction.
Yeah, ours was more like 1 in 10.
I've heard lots of guys say you expect a couple of malfunctions per ammo can. And that's absolutely atrocious. But
And the scary thing is it's open bolt operated, so if that thing's jammed up and you open it up, you got to know what you're doing. Or there's a couple Army guys right now that don't have faces because they opened up the top of their Mark 19 and that thing went forward and popped off and blew a bunch of powder in their face.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. Any open bolt gun can be a very scary weapon. I couldn't tell you how many times I've had RPDs, especially RPDs. Man, they're horrible for it. Go to clear a malfunction and they fire. And,
yep. I did that a couple of times with the 240 Bravo.
Yeah, the 240s. Not really had it with the 1919s. The German, like MG42s and the MG3s are notorious for getting a bind, and when you go to clear it, it frees something up and it just goes ahead and fires.
That's why we always point our weapon in the safe direction, huh?
Exactly. Oh man, anything open bolt, it's a more simpler, robust system, but there's definitely a heightened danger factor with open bolt guns.
Cool thing about those grenades, though, is they have to travel a certain distance and rotate a certain amount of times before it's actually an active little.
Yeah. So, generally, it's 20 to 30 yards is what they're fused at to arm. And I went to a product demo at a facility, another facility down in Florida, and the guy doing the demo shot a couple rounds over the berm. And the guy in charge of the range, these were actual 430 high explosive dual purpose rounds, and we heard them blow up like faint thuds off in the distance, probably 10 seconds after he fired them. And
yeah.
He said, "Don't do that again. Those rounds landed off our property."
Oh, man.
So the next time he shot, he put the first round probably 25 yards away from where we were standing, right into the dirt.
Oh, oh man.
The first thing you do, and I noticed everyone else do it, you kind of look at yourself and you do a self-assessment. You're like, I don't see blood. I don't feel burning. I don't see any holes. Okay, because I'm inside the shrapnel range of this round that just went off.
Did you say that was a product demo or?
That was a product demo that time. Yeah.
So he was like a potential customer.
This guy wasn't. No.
Then they should. Let me check my language here real quick. I keep forgetting. Sorry, Rick. They should have kicked that dude squarely off the range.
They did. Actually, they just basically.
No. I mean before the second shot went right in front of you. Like when they went over the backstop, into civilian world. Call me kind of crazy, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I think that ranges in somewhere between bad and words that Rick doesn't let us say.
Well said.
Man, I had one go into the water and come up right in front of me at about 75 yards, and it went into the water and then it exploded about 15 feet into the air.
Wow.
That was pretty cool. It was just an HE round, though, I think.
Yeah. The HEDPs that have the actual shape charge and stuff, got to see them shot against armor plate, 3.5-inch thick armor plate, just punched right through it. A full-size Dodge pickup does not survive a full can of ammo either. Did get to find that out.
Well, I own a Dodge. I can tell you it can't survive a snowflake.
Yeah, but 32 rounds of high explosives is really bad on it.
Wow. That's cool stuff that you get to do all this stuff and go see it. No doubt about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun, interesting job most times.
Definitely. So, any other stories too that you want to share about the industry or anything like anything fun happened at SHOT Show for you this year?
I guess.
I know we were talking about this earlier. And you kind of said that after you've been there so many times, it's like I don't know how I may be paraphrasing this, kind of like a love-hate type thing. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work and very exhausting.
Yeah. This was my third SHOT Show, and I feel like it's been dozens of times now because it's a week of almost no sleep.
I know
Um,
it.
yeah, lots of fun, lots of meetings. It's business and work and parties, and it just all runs together. Have just a great time and hang out with friends that you don't get to see but once or twice a year. Um, it's it's just cool. Everyone is pretty much in universal agreement that they like the NRA show better. It's much more laid back. It's not
Really.
as businessy, not as chaotic. Um,
I could kind of see that from someone who's an exhibitor, standpoint.
yeah,
Definitely, that makes sense. I mean, because you're not doing as much as the SHOT Show. It's not as crazy in a sense in that
yeah.
respect. Which I actually do want to try to go to that as well because I've never been to the NRA show. We'll see. I put in my name for press credentials, so we'll see what happens with that if I can get that too.
Well, anyone that's an NRA member can go to the NRA show.
Oh, right, correct.
It's more of a consumer type show. At SHOT Show, you've got like RSR Group.
Right.
You've got the big distributors that are set up there. You have the first line suppliers, guys that.
FFL or media for SHOT Show.
Pardon?
You have to be FFL or media for SHOT Show.
Yeah, and it really is handy to be. It's not. I mean, yeah, people really like going. You get to see the product firsthand and everything, but it's definitely more tailored towards the industry. And the whole purpose of it is for people to meet up and conduct business. Where the NRA show is to show the consumers what new product is actually out there, handle it firsthand, and some business is still conducted at the NRA show, but it's more of a friendly consumer type atmosphere.
Right. That's what I've heard. I've had a friend tell me before I went to SHOT Show. He's like, "Why go to SHOT Show when NRA show is closer and it's much more friendly for like consumers and stuff?" And I'm like, "Well, SHOT Show. It's different. I've never been there, but I know it's a big deal."
It is the SHOT Show. Yeah.
So I'm already looking at options for how to go there for next year. Like where I want to stay and that kind of stuff. But I don't know how it's all going to play out. It's just more of those things. I feel like I have to do it somehow.
Yeah.
Dude, next year we gotta plan to shoot that 3-gun match after SHOT Show.
I agree. Hey, maybe we can get Zach to go with us too, huh?
Yeah. Good chance of it.
That would
If
be
I'm not completely dead and wore out and everything else.
Did somebody say 3-gun?
Yes. So, yeah, this coming up year, we need you to go. Since you missed it, this 2017 SHOT Show, you got to be there, and we'll have to figure that out too. Maybe we can all figure out some good arrangements to make it all work, so it's more logistically possible, if I can speak. But yeah, no, I'm excited about that. A lot of cool things in this industry. I'm very thankful for a lot of things I've been able to do this past year in 2015 and the end of 2015 and the start of 2016 has been pretty great. In fact, I just shot my first match of the year yesterday. I think it's my first match of the year. I don't think I did anything in December. Out at Maxon's Shooter Supply up in Des Plaines, kind of up where Thomas lives, actually. Came in 25th out of 48 people, I think. So it's kind of right in the middle, sort of. But messed up a couple mag changes on one of the stages, and or was kind of slow on some of the mag changes on a couple of stages and whatnot. But it was good practice, trying to get some time in, trigger time in, and get some practice for before we go on to Florida. So, in fact, Toby, this weekend we've got a match at the club for practical rifle. I thought about doing that too.
What day is that?
Saturday.
Yeah, no, I got a Brewfest that day.
Okay. Yeah. Priorities.
That's right.
Hey,
no, there might be, and I'll let you know when I hear about it for sure. There might be a practice match that some of the guys down here are going to put together Sunday.
Yeah, I think Hayden, our other team member Hayden, was mentioning that. I think they were thinking about, now I don't know if he mentioned what day, but he said there may be possibly a thing coming up or something. I thought he said. But yeah, we'll see. Keep me posted what's going on, and I'll see if I can do it. Honestly, one of the big things right now I'm trying to do is catch up on some of the video production work I have going on for different companies, and some of my other projects I have to get done ahead of time before we head down to Florida to keep everything on track. So I'm gonna try to cram in the practice time as I can. So just let me know what's going on, and we'll try to do it.
All right.
Hey, are you guys are you shipping your ammo? You bring it on the planes?
We're not flying. We're driving.
We've
How
got
long
a
of a
train.
drive is that?
What's that?
How long of a drive is that?
About 16 hours.
Oh, that's not that bad.
So we're gonna have a trailer full of guns and ammo with us.
It's pretty. Oh man, it's pretty rough though.
It was a 23-hour drive from 24 hours from Baton Rouge to Vegas for SHOT Show.
Wow.
Yeah, well, we drove from here to what was it, Copperhead Creek for the first match of the year last year.
Yeah, I did that too, and that was rough, man. 17-hour drive and shoot for 2 days. 17-hour drive back.
Nice.
I think I had probably 4 or 5 Advocare Sparks on the way there, and then I
Nice.
probably had 6 or 8 of them on the way home, and still ended up taking 3 or 4 naps.
Way to pimp the brand, bro.
Yeah.
So this is what.
No, I'll tell you what. Try Slam next time.
Yeah, I had those too. I was wired.
I can picture Ryan in the car driving, but with 2 cups, two like things going snipers between that.
My buddy TJ that was driving me, man, he just, as soon as he gets in a car, he passes out. I drove the whole way. I was
Really?
just jamming out to techno the whole time, drinking Spark.
Wait, you said you were cranking out the techno? Is that what you said? Oh, gee.
Yeah.
This guy, Zach, by the way, when we were down there in Vegas, Ryan was on the street beatboxing with this homeless guy.
Yeah.
I got a clip of it in the video. It kind of came out kind of weird because I turned my cell phone around all screwy and stuff, but it was cool.
That dude was cool. He was from Somalia or something.
Ryan, why don't you give us a rendition of what happened there? Go for it. 1, 2, 3. It's on you.
At SHOT Show?
Yes.
Oh, the beatboxing with the Somali.
Oh,
Come on.
he was doing more of the dancing than anything, honestly. I think it was Eric Fox was doing the
Yeah,
box,
it was
and the homeless
Fox
guy was
and
doing
Tactical.
rapping stuff, whatever. It was crazy. It's in the
Yeah,
intro.
that dude, he just started, so we started beatboxing for him, and I started dancing, and then the guy asked us for money, and then we laughed and walked away.
Yeah, it's like Ryan's like, wait, you have to pay Eric here because he was doing the beatbox for you. That shit ain't free. Sorry, I mean to swear, but yeah. So it was pretty funny.
Man, you missed it that night. We were cruising around town until 7:30 in the morning with those Strike Industries guys. That was a good night.
Yeah, I wish I got a chance to hang out with them too, but it didn't quite work out that way because it was like I hung out with you the one day, I hung out with Patrick and Jake, and then I don't even know. I was all over the place for those 4 days.
Yeah, we went over to Rock, excuse me, and we were people watch for the other convention that was going on, and
Right.
we got weirded out pretty quick. So we called an Uber and we said, "Hey, take us away from the strip, like wherever you would go to have a drink." We found this pretty sweet little tiki bar. I think it's called Frank's Tiki Lounge. Something like that.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
And you also ended up hanging out with Mike Santola.
Yeah. We were there for their live podcast show or YouTube show.
'Cause,
That was
yeah,
pretty cool.
you're like, hey, dude, I'm at this house. Look what's going on here. He sent me a picture. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, that's a good group of people.
Yeah, I got to run into him and said hi to him and whatnot and took a picture and whatever, but I didn't. That's pretty cool. You got the Rockstar access at the house to go on the show if you wanted to and everything, which is cool.
I didn't go on the show, but I think they do their show on Thursday nights. I think it's called Crash and Burn.
Yep. Right on. I hear somebody's phone vibrating. I don't know whose it was.
Sorry,
Oh, it was yours?
it's blowing up.
No worries.
Totem
course.
pole.
So,
Yeah, I'll take that one.
I don't
Oh,
know.
man.
So do you guys have anything else you want to add to it? I know we got a little bit of time left here. Let's start with Thomas first. You got anything you want to throw out there?
No, it's just been politics lately, so I'll keep my mouth shut.
Okay. No, I mean, I don't. Just to be clear, I don't hate politics. I just try to not do. I'll touch on it sometimes, and like people, it's fine if people want to touch on some of the stuff. I just try to steer a little bit away from it because.
No, I get that. I understand. Politics can be divisive, and we don't need that. There's been a lot going on in Illinois lately regarding bills filed and things of that nature, and that's kind of taken a lot of my attention. Is just paying attention to what's going on in the Illinois House and the legislature.
Cool. And Ryan, I know you've had a lot of cool projects going on too with the gunsmithing stuff.
Yeah, I got some stuff in the works that's going to be pretty cool, but I do want to say for you and Cody, I was just looking at the accurate weather forecast for Florida next week. It looks like we're going to be about 80 degrees with sunshine and 60% humidity. So
Nice.
I don't know if you guys are used to the humidity, but for people like me that are used to 0 to 5% humidity all year, I have to start pre-gaming on Monday and over-hydrating myself all week long so that I can prepare myself for that kind of humidity, because I don't want to have happen what happened in Alabama, where the drive to the airport after the match, all my muscles started seizing up. Now,
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Your drive to the airport almost ended up a drive to the hospital.
Oh man, I probably should have gone and got an IV. My fingers started locking up, and then my back locked up. I pulled over. I got to the airport, and I felt like a crackhead sitting there on the bench, just sweating, and I couldn't cool my body off. So I bought some expensive peanuts and some coconut water, and I was good about an hour later. But
well, that's something me and Toby are gonna have to converse on too, as far as what we want to bring with, as far as water and snacks and supplies.
Bring coconut water. Toby's probably got a good supply of Advocare Rehydrate. That's good too.
Yeah, buddy, I got 3 big canisters ready to go, bro.
Good. I'm gonna bump some of that off of you.
Oh yeah, well you know those big squeeze bottles like they have for the soccer teams.
Yeah.
I bought 6 of those with the holder, so we'll have that to haul around with us. So,
Awesome.
yeah, we're gonna have that all set up. I'll have about 4 or 5 cases of water in the trailer.
Are you trying to convert your products now?
Dude, I'm not gonna have to.
What's that?
I'm not gonna have to convert you.
Okay, fair enough. I know it's not bad stuff, but so anyway, you got anything you want to throw out there, Toby?
Yeah. This might take a quick second, but
That's fine.
I wanted to thank some people that have taken some interest in helping me out.
Absolutely.
Real quick, I got some more nice stuff from OR3 Gun for my shotgun. Got their new bolt release button.
Wow, nice.
They sent me some nice new blue parts and followers. I want to thank my buddy Kurt, who's going to remain last nameless on here because he doesn't want everybody blowing him up about this. But he did the load port job for me.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah,
I may have to run that.
No, you won't.
No?
That one's mine.
You won't let me
do
run
that.
that? Seriously?
No, not that one. You can run the one that doesn't have it done yet.
You gotta use the same gun the whole match.
I'm gonna be sticking to Barry's then probably his FNH SLP comp.
Yeah, probably a good idea. And then I want to thank these guys.
Yeah, BCI Defense.
BCI Defense out of Bremen, Indiana, one of my local companies. I did some training for them, and the owners are good people, and they were nice enough to send me a box full of stuff. There's just some of the stuff their professional series rail that they designed themselves.
That's cool.
And then the one thing I definitely love is they did a BCI lower with my company logo on it.
I love that. I actually love that having that logo on there.
Yeah, they did a great job with that, and their finish is awesome, and they're great people, and I appreciate their support. They're not in a sponsorship role at this exact moment, but they're great people with great support. But OR3 Gun's one of my sponsors, and I wanted to thank all of them and Outfit as well as the rest of the guys at Tier 1 Training that keep me going.
Cool. So, Zach, you got anything you want to throw out there?
Just getting ready for NRA and wrapping up some big projects we've been working on right now.
Cool.
We got a 9mm pistol can. We'll be actually releasing it in NRA. Did a little bit at SHOT Show.
What is the 9mm pistol you're talking about? Can you tell us a little more about it or no?
Yeah, it's a monocore design, internally boosted, $3.99 retail. My general manager at work gave me a challenge to come out with a high-quality, inexpensive pistol can, and pretty sure I did it with this one.
Nice. That is nice. That is awesome. So, yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap things up. I mean, we're pretty close to an hour, I think, now. I don't remember what time we started since we have some problems with the Google, you know, as I always say, Googled us because it's just it happened.
Google.
We got Google.
The Googles.
Oh, who was I have a quick funny story about that I'll share with you. A friend of mine from the radio stuff was talking about how a 90-year-old man kind of burned him about something about he was at the checkout lane at a grocery store and he had a question about some product or something. He goes, and the old guy goes to him, just look it up on your Googler. You know, like on his phone or whatever. I can't deliver the joke as well as he did.
I guess he had to be there.
Yeah, but he was laughing. It was just the way he said it was way funnier than I did, so I failed. But whatever. So yes, thank you, Zach, again for being on with us tonight and spending some time hanging out and talking and whatever.
For sure, man.
So anytime you want to hang out with us, you're welcome to. We'd love to have you. Absolutely. So. And maybe at some point we'll get Joe on too with us, or So, like I said, I was hoping to talk to him at SHOT Show, but didn't want to bother him when he was talking with people and stuff. And
just coming up, say hi. At least say hi to me, man.
Oh, I definitely will now in the future. And you guys are gonna be at NRA show, so
yeah,
hoping to be there. And if I am, what's that?
We'll have a booth at the NRA show.
Right. So I'll do my best to find you there and talk with you if I get to go. So that's a given. I won't pass up the opportunity this time to do that for sure. And Toby, thanks again too for being on with us as always. And
always my pleasure.
And next week maybe we'll talk a little bit about our pre-gaming stuff for going down to Florida and so forth.
Oh yeah, next week we'll still be getting ready. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Tuesday. I know, right? And
I might be getting tased that day because we've got taser research. So I don't know.
That's classic. Oh, you know what? I can't instead of being like, oh, I'm doing my hair that night. It's like I'm getting tased that day. Nice. I like it. That's cool. So Ryan, thanks again for being with us as always.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
And for those of you out there who are watching and haven't seen his page, go to his athlete page on Facebook, give him a like. He's getting close to 1,000, I think, followers at this point. We want to kind of bump him up. Hopefully we can get him over that and so forth. And Thomas, thanks again, too, for hanging out.
Thanks for spreading the good word.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I know we got to get together. One of the things we were talking about, you actually do have a mill, and I want to modify this little rail right here.
When are you going to Maxon's next? When are you doing the combat shoot?
If I'm doing it again soon, it'll probably be next month, I think.
Well, let me know and we'll meet up and we can take a look at it, maybe machine it at that time.
Yeah, we can play it by ear and see what happens. That'll work. Because I basically want to do is, long story short, company sent me the wrong one and it has to be flat so I can put it on the side of my forend on my my shotgun.
Yeah, it'll take longer to set up than it will to mill, so just let me know.
Exactly, as Zach knows from his experiences with that kind of stuff. So again, thank you guys all for being on with us tonight. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. I'll do one more thing I want to say is thank you again to our sponsors, BAT Arms, BATArms.com, Aklys Munitions, AklysMunitions.com, Tier 1 Training with Toby at Tier1Training.com, The Range at 355 at TheRange355.com, and Applied Arsenal Finishes and Gunworks at AAFGW.com. And again, hopefully Brandon will be back up in action very soon. Like I may have mentioned earlier, he was in a car accident not too long ago, and it aggravated an injury to his back, so he has to have possibly some surgery on his back now. So he's down right now for a little while. So hopefully, we're praying for him. Hopefully he'll be okay in the next few weeks here and be recovered and back in action. Otherwise, it could be longer. We don't know yet, but I mean, he's doing okay so far. It's just that he can't do his stuff that he's been doing for a little while at this point. So we'll keep him in our thoughts and prayers on that. And until next week, guys, go out and have some fun shooting.